start us off, Kevin. Maybe they'll chime in and help you.
All right, I'll do a real high level one. Won't read every bullet point.
Yeah, that's cool.
I believe, yes. Our last session started out. It picked up with Garm right after he had blown through that door and tripped and fell, and then
that's right.
Figured out that there was like a harpy in the room with him. Let's see. Askelon used his last hand at the time to cast his necro spell. The harpy rains vomit and excrement at us. Stas got covered, but Garm was able to parry it away from Conn and Askelon. You're welcome. There was a chest, and in front of the chest there were two corpses that are trying to claw at us. There were ghouls, so we fought a couple ghouls and a harpy, I think. Conn shot the harpy and tried to activate his pride, but fails. And I have the quote here. That's some VTT bullshit from Phil. Let's see. Harpy tries to retreat.
Let me break in.
Oh,
Conn has no pride for this session, right?
No pride.
And then has to figure one out next time. Okay.
Let's see. The harpy retreated to the roof, but Conn was able to shoot it as it was fleeing and kills it. Askelon killed a ghoul, or no. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Askelon chucked his knife at a ghoul and failed and threw out his shoulder, but gains 2 willpower points. So it's a net win. Let's see. We eventually take out the 2 ghouls. Conn and Stas getting the kill shots. And in the chest, the chest was not in great condition, so we just cracked it open. Was a whole bunch of copper, silver, and gold, and an amulet, but it was without a chain or a necklace part, and there was the symbol of rust, 2 gemstone chips inset in the eyes of the piece, and it seemed nicer than normal. We shored up the steps a bit and cleaned up the doorway so we could get in and out a little better. Then looks like Askelon slept. Oh yeah, this is where we all tried to kind of rest and failed resting a bit. Stas hunts, finds a deer, but can't catch it. And we notice that there's smoke on the horizon, the northern horizon. Askelon actually meditates because he's got that fancy elf stuff so that he can get fully healed. But he figures out that the amulet is magical and the chips are elven heart stones. Super powerful. Oh, yeah. He cast sense magic, and he did some description of a sing-song voice and weeping over the shattered elf stone on the amulet. Figure out that it's remnants of 2 different elves. It's a necromantic artifact, draws life force into it, helps create and control undead. And we figure out that anybody resting near it heals everything except for like their strength, I think was kind of how it worked. Conn trained fast shooter. Stas trained chef. Yay. We had the conversation about the amulet. Askelon describes it as a thing of great evil. Askelon tries to remove the gems, but can't seem to get it. And so Garm chucks it into the lake. And then we left off in the 4th quarter with Stas and Conn resting, Askelon keeping watch, and Garm is attempted to train sword fighter and failed, but also noticed that someone or something is watching us from the forest. Several figures. Looks to be a warband of orcs, and they look to be injured a bit. Oh, and then when we were doing our food roll, Conn gave Stas a die of food, but then Conn also failed his food check and lost another die of food, and he blamed it all on Stas. And that's where we left off. Some orcs coming out of the forest. Askelon on watch, Stas and Conn sleeping, and Garm. I think I had described where I was, and I was kind of between them coming out of the forest and kind of the group. Or at least, Garm kind of saw them coming.
Yeah, if you look at the map, it's basically the woods that are kind of north of the tower. You were on that side in between the woods and the tower.
Yep.
Excellent recap, Kevin. Thank you for always being right there with
you're
that.
welcome.
Some good detail to kind of remind people of a couple of key things. I think Askelon, you were forced to make a decision, right? This artifact was powerful and would help your specific magic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the difficult decision was made to huck it into the water.
Yeah. I still don't feel 100% about that, but especially since I know what the gems were, but
right. Yeah. That's right. There were some, you're right. That was the decision you had to make about pulling the gems out and all that stuff. Kevin, did you have the date? I thought we were actually one quarter later. The calendar has us sort of in the middle of Q1 for the next day.
Oh, okay. That could be.
I don't know if that's true. I think it's true.
I think we were just finishing this quarter because I tried to train and failed. Some folks got rest, so it might be the beginning of the first quarter. Would be my guess, but
did we get rest? That's a key thing for me because my agility, I've still got a point of agility damage.
Mm.
Did you rest in Q4?
Oh God,
yeah.
Does it?
I think
they
so.
were. Stas and Conn were.
So I think this lines up. My notes, Kevin, say we ended in Q4 right when a group of orcs emerged from the trees to the north of the tower, surprising and calling out to Garm, who was practicing with a sword. They looked injured and fresh from combat. It was my last note. So yeah, that puts us basically what we can say kind of right at the perimeter of ending Q4 or starting Q1 type of thing, depending on how things go with Garm here.
Gotcha.
But yes, you get your benefit of resting for Q4. Go ahead, Wayne.
Okay. All right. So I think that makes sense because I still have 2 points of wits damage. I guess I haven't slept yet. So that's probably makes sense. Okay.
So it was Stas and Conn who were resting.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I wasn't.
Where's Askelon? Doing all the gemstones or all the amulet stuff, right?
Well, we'd already tossed in I think I was on watch over them, so I haven't rested yet. So that's why I still have damage on my wits.
You rested earlier in the day, but then it failed. You had rested during second quarter, but weren't able to fully heal, and then you meditated.
Gotcha. All right. So I still have the damage then. I'm just trying to make sure that's correct.
I think it was when you were trying to figure stuff out about the
I damaged myself. Okay.
A little bit, probably.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess so. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I'm awake. Do I see the orcs, or is it they're just talking to Garm and I don't see them because he's camped away from us?
I think he had described being a significant distance away from the tower so you could practice with a sword. And I'm trying to remember. I think we're not gonna have this detail anywhere. I don't think. I think you failed your scouting check.
Okay. Right.
Which was why I described them as surprising Garm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So Summer, I'm just getting the last couple notes here. Summer in the
Askelon's last check was scouting and it was pushed and it was 2 damage to those wits and no.
That's how.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, I
still have food. I have a D6 of food.
Because I gave it to you.
Okay, I thought you gave it to me and then I lost it again. Okay.
No. Then I rolled mine and lost one of mine.
He lost his.
So I believe a D6 as well because of you, Sean.
That's right.
He had 2 sandwiches. He gave you one and then discovered his was rancid.
Yeah.
Son of a.
Loves you.
And I think I moved away a bit because I think Stas said something about being loud with the sword after I failed my training check or something.
Okay. That's right. All right. So let's actually Askelon, hold fire for a second. Let's start with Garm for a minute because he's right in the moment here. Yep. Garm, did you ever pick a clan or anything for the orc tribe that was basically annihilated by the Rust brothers, and that's how you and Conn initially hooked up, right?
I did not initially pick a clan, but I figured I was from. That's not. I'm from the West.
You want to do Urher?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, so you're quite a ways from your homeland because you guys, as we established before, been traveling eastward for some time. When we picked the game up, you were sort of in the middle of that trek to the east, having decided to find a port and go north. Right, that was sort of one of the initial things that we sort of figured out. So the orcs that you see immediately. So I think set the scene here. Midnight, right? Because it's the in between Q4 and Q1. So we got a tower sort of behind you, which is quiet, where folks are both sleeping, and we're Askelon. Askelon, you're probably watching the water, is what I'm thinking. Which is why you didn't pick up anything coming out of the woods to the north of the tower. These orcs, I would think, the orc clans would recognize each other. So you notice that these guys immediately are Roka, from the war paint they have on, from the type of armor they have, from the flails that some of them carry. That's just the typical sort of war accoutrements that they're carrying. And you can tell there are more in the woods who haven't come out. There's kind of shadows, but there are 3 who emerge. These are big, badass orcs with tusks. So large like a belly cock. So if you know the lore for Forbidden Lands, there's this whole thing where the larger your tusks, the more brutal and stronger and more looked up to you are, including as far as like orcs who can't even barely talk. Their tusks are so big. So they sort of value that. So you're looking at 3 of them, all of whom look sort of sweat drenched. They got some blood on them. You can tell they've got some injuries, but they're definitely ready for anything as they come out of the woods. And one of them, the largest one, points his big gnarled green finger at you and says, "Boy, are these your clan lands?" He asks if these are your clan lands.
Yeah, Garm, because he's got his shield and his sword with him because he was practicing, he'll actually clang his sword against his shield and say, "Yes, we have claimed these lands. This tower is ours." Of the 3, 2 are tall. The one that came forward probably has the biggest tusks, the biggest muscles. He looks the meanest. He has a gigantic axe in his hands, 2-handed axe. The shaft is probably 6 feet long. Blade's just enormous. He could chop a man in 2 with the thing if he tried. There's also one who lingers sort of more in the back. And there's one who looks a little more crafty. The one in the back has a bow that he's got an arrow knocked. And the one to the big one's other side looks like he's got a little bit more intelligence gleaming in his eyes than the one who just pointed and spoke. And he comes forward and says, "We challenge you to pass through your clan lands. Single combat." His eyes go wide. And he comes forward a little bit. "We need to pass this way. The brothers come behind." He turns and points into the woods. And as we described before, there's that kind of soft forest fire glow right
in the woods to the north.
"You are fleeing the brothers?"
"Not fleeing," the big one says. Trying to keep someone safe. Not fleeing." He comes right up to you, like within about 3 feet. Kind of, "Not fleeing." Giant tusks.
Of course. You wish to pass through? We have no love for the brothers here. You could pass through. And he kind of points a little ways, not towards the water, not towards the lake, but he points kind of out into the open plains that way. You could take roundabout that way. We claim only the tower.
"The tower is yours," the one who seems a bit more on his game says. Kind of eyeballs it. "Do you guys have a fire lit?"
I think we'd kind of talked about we lit a fire on like the far side of the tower, like to keep it away from the water, but I honestly don't remember too much.
Somebody throw me a D6. On a 1 to 3, there's a fire going.
I think Sean's got it.
Anybody.
Sorry. I could
Hit a
throw
D6.
Maybe not. Come on now.
You can do it.
I could do it. There.
There is no fire visible, at least.
Perfect.
So he's looking. The one with the bow starts moving off to the east.
Okay.
Got
That's
the arrow
direction I
knocked,
pointed.
and he's okay. So you were saying basically go inland.
Right. Isn't in. Yeah, I was pointing that they should go like this way, round the tower that way.
Okay, that's the way he's going.
Yep.
He appears to be sort of slowly scouting, looking to make sure you're alone.
I make sure that everything I say I'm shouting, I'm trying to match his
his intensity,
his volume and intensity, and letting people know behind me what's being said.
Okay, so Askelon, you definitely hear it is not English though. It's like it's Orcish for sure that you're hearing.
Oh boy!
But at least a couple of different voices.
Okay,
what does Askelon do?
I'm gonna go and wake up Conn and Stas. I'll shake them and say, "Shh, they're orcs. I think Garm is speaking to them."
Conn, Stas, you're awake.
Just want to sleep, man.
There are orcs.
How many?
I will shake him again.
How many? 1, 2?
I can hear several voices. They're all shouting, but I think that's normal.
Several. 3 then? 3. Must be 3.
Let me underscore that orcs and humans and orcs and elves are usually mortal enemies.
Yeah.
In this setting. Like
I think
kill on sight sometimes.
I think we better either get into the boat or get into the tower. I'm picking my stuff up while I say it.
You're packing up.
Regardless, you're taking your things with you.
Yeah, right. What do you think?
I start reluctantly packing my stuff. Couple of freaking orcs can interrupt me. Why can't they travel during the day? I need to sleep.
But you, Conn.
So, what was it? We got trouble?
Orcs? Yes,
orcs.
They're orcs.
Orcs.
I thought I was waking them both up. Sorry.
That's okay. No.
Yeah.
And then Conn just grabs all his gear very hastily.
Tower or boat? What do you think?
But there's a bloody sea fish out there. I don't want to go out in the water. I'd rather take my chances on land. Can't we just outrun them? Do they know we're here?
I don't know if I can outrun an orc.
Well, do they look like they're ready to kill?
I don't know. They're going to be coming over this way soon. I think.
What? Garm's talking to him.
Yeah.
Well, how's that going?
I don't know. It's just loud.
Let's cut the Garm for just a second.
Yeah. Okay.
How's that going?
Yep.
Garm, you are tusk to tusk with the big one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the one to his side, that guy carries a couple of axes, both of which are in his hands, like he's a two-axe fighter. The other one's moving off to the east, creeping. And the one with the axes, the not in your face, points at the tower and says, "What if we want the tower as a defensive fortification against the Rust Brothers?" The big one says, "I challenge you." He's right in your face.
And this is where Garm struggles with his dark secret, I think, a little bit. And he says, "I accept your challenge." And he smashes his sword against his shield. And in his head, he says, "I will not abandon them again."
The orc that you're facing with the two-handed axe steps back from you and just raises his axe above his head and is just bellows into the night. Just the other two are backing off. So from miles around, people would hear this.
Right.
He steps back probably 10 feet, points that giant axe at you, and says, "You're my slave if you lose and we take the tower," which is orc culture.
Mm-hmm.
You become enslaved if you lose, if you're not dead.
Right. Yep. If I win, your clan takes the wide way around.
The smarter one says, "Agreed, we will. But you will be dead soon."
We shall see.
All right, so the two of you sort of square off. You can still tell there's a group of some kind lurking in the woods who have not come out. You're not sure what that's about, but back to Conn, Stas, and Askelon, you hear this bellow.
That doesn't sound good. I don't know.
Do you think we should help him? I guess we should help him.
I think this is going to go very poorly. How many did you say there were? 3?
No, I don't know. There's a lot of voices.
You said there were 3.
Voices. Yeah.
You said there were 3. You said a few.
I
3.
never said 3. The word 3 never entered.
4. Then you said 4. You didn't. You would.
Anyone else ever dealt with orcs besides Garm, who obviously is an orc? But I mean, Garm he seems kind of odd.
I know their people do not regard my folk with, in general, we are not friendly.
I know the Rust brothers. It was kill on sight or be killed.
Hey, he saved us. I say we have to do something.
All right. Well, Conn, I guess, will draw his bow, and I will creep around the tower as best I can towards the voices stealthily to see what's going on. Harrigan.
Okay. It is night, and all we got is moonlight, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and throw stealth.
Okay.
Let's see how Conn does, and basically taking up a position near the tower and remaining hidden, but getting a view of what's going on. Correct?
Yeah. Do I get any bonus dice then?
I'll give you 1 extra die because of the. Well, actually, before I do that,
sure.
Maybe Kevin knows. Do orcs have some sort of dark vision in this game? I don't think they do.
It's just
I don't think they do. I think it's just goblins.
That's right. So yeah, take an extra die. Take 2 extra dice if you fail.
Oh, too late.
Well, the extra one would have been because all their eyes are on Garm right now, right?
Sure. I got a success. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Conn, you get around the corner. I think we described before that the tower, the stone's in decent condition, but a lot of the wood is not. There's probably still some field stones around and whatnot. So you can get a pretty good view by crouching behind some big blocks of granite. And there are definitely at least 3 orcs, one of whom is facing off against Garm. They look like they are kind of pacing back and forth, kind of stalking, maybe even doing something a little bit ceremonial or a little bit like they've got something going on, or they're doing a ritual, a war ritual or a battle ritual of some kind. But there are 2 others. One is more sort of to the east of the tower, still north of you, is kneeling in the grass, and you think he's got a bow. The other is more kind of standing with his axes kind of under his armpits, leaning back, like watching about what's about to happen. I do not think from this distance you can tell there are other orcs in the woods. I think you can see there are 3.
Are Garm for me? Is he long distance, short range, long range?
I think long.
Long. Okay. All right. Well, I will then turn back to Stas and Askelon and kind of and give like a little wave, like to come on up behind me, if that's possible, without being spotted.
Yeah, you found a good spot. It is possible.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will do that.
Looks like Garm's about to square off against some big brute. There's a couple of others flanking him. One of them might have a bow. Those other two, they don't seem to be too concerned about what's about to be going on here. I don't know. That thing that Garm's facing off against, he's a big mother.
It's big.
There's only 4?
It's just the 3, I think. That's all I see.
3. He said 4.
I see the 3. I see the one over there. I think he's got a bow. He's kneeling down. There's another guy. He's got a couple axes tucked under his pits. Then
Where'd
there's
the
that
4th one go?
I don't see a 4th.
That better not be. There better
do you
only
see?
be 4. I'm still putting on my clothes. Like, put pants on first, then boots.
Are they ganging up on him, or is it just like
It's just
a
the one.
duel or something?
No, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be 1-to-1 combat, but I mean, there's 2 others watching.
Like orcs have like this weird makeout ritual in the beginning or something when they meet.
Make out?
Yeah, I don't know. Some weird thing like they kiss each other and then they... I don't know what's going on. I don't know orc customs. They're weird. You elves are strange. These guys are even probably weirder.
Kevin, are there any? Sorry, Sean, keep going.
Let's just hope they don't eat them.
Are there
Makes
any?
2 of us.
Are there any specific customs from your old band when you do these single combats? These duels are pretty common for people establishing pecking orders and that sort of thing. Anything specific that Garm would do?
He would, after a few moments and like kind of half a turn, he would bellow back. Try to be equally as loud. Probably doesn't end up being as loud because he's not as big. And he would let's see. He bangs his sword on his shield a few times. And then he kind of just readies himself and gets his feet squared. And it's kind of a dance of who can get their, like, who feels they have better positioning. And then it's kind of like I imagine a gun duel where it's who's going to shift first, who makes the first attack.
Love it. I can even see there being a couple of bellows back and forth, trying to get louder and louder and louder until finally the 2 of you are just stop and just panting, looking at each other, just and you can tell that whoever makes that first move is going to do it. And
Maybe it's a singing contest.
That's what it is. I thought it was that. It's something weird. I don't know.
All right. So the other 3 of you scheme for a minute. I'm going to go check on something that I just learned about in the house. I think everything's cool, but let me disappear for 1 minute. I'm going to keep my headset on until I find out what's going on. And then I think someone just needs a little bit of help. Keep scheming. I'll listen, but I'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
Da, 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 da. 2 of them just circling. There is a lot of grunting going on. You sound like a couple of bears squaring off. What is this? Are they going to fight? They just
told you it's some weird ritual that they do. I don't know what it is.
A lot of grunting and huffing and puffing. They're going to fight? Are they just going to keep huffing and puffing?
You've seen like boar in the woods rut and everything. Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I mean, at least he's buying us some time. Hopefully, how long this takes, we'll be gone.
What? Are we going to bail on him? Are we bailing on Garm?
He's buying us some time. I'm sure it's a tactic. He's helping us out. He knows we can't take on four orcs.
It's not 4 orcs. There's only the 3 of them, and Garm's squaring off against one of them. We got the upper hand.
What happened to the other one, though?
There was no other
He
one.
killed one already?
I gave you an indefinite number of orcs. I don't know. I just use a plural. That just.
Are there any in the woods?
Admittedly,
I don't know. I don't
language
see
is not
nothing.
my first language, but
You see anything in the woods?
I can't see a
anything in the woods.
I can't see a damn thing out here. Did you see my water skin? Have you seen it?
No.
Where's my water skin?
I don't know.
Hey, I think I'm wearing your boots.
What?
Yeah, this don't fit right. Don't fit right. I don't understand.
meanwhile, the Three Stooges were over.
This
behind
is
the tree
really-
stump.
Could they just have come like 3 hours later? It would have been fine.
Oh,
You are a
good.
shit show. Get your crap together.
Let's go. We should get the hell out of here. He'll be fine.
Let's just see the first couple of blows, and if Garm goes down, we're gonna do a runner for sure.
Okay,
100%.
Let's move around the arena so when the crowds want to leave, we have the first go to get out of here.
I thought we are in a good spot, isn't the
Yeah, we are.
We're in a
Okay,
good spot to make to the
You
woods.
think this is a good spot then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Far
fine.
away. And I think the tower's between us and them, kind of. We could do a runner. They won't even know we're going for it.
Okay, all right. As long as you say so, that's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Give my goddamn boots back.
All right, fine. Where are my boots?
Oh, no? I'm walking around barefoot here
Oh, well,
because you got my boots.
you left your boots behind.
No, you took them.
Oh, where's my you should have picked up my boots.
In Askelon's mind, he's imagining himself, paddling away in the boat. Wow.
Alone.
These two argue.
Fishing for the amulet.
Yeah. Right. I obviously this was a sign. I made a really wrong choice.
So am I safe to assume, at least for the first couple of exchanges,
I found him.
no one's making a move?
Yeah, we're not doing anything. We're just watching.
Okay. Kevin, do you know if is there an easy way for you to bring your token to the page we're on, or I can go to the other page as well, the other scene?
Let's see what happens.
He might mess with your darkness if you do it in this scene.
Mm.
No, all of the token stuff is turned off.
Okay.
However, having said that,
But he won't see it unless he sticks it in the lit part.
I'll bring people
unless
to,
it's like out
to
here.
the front here.
Gotcha.
Let me see if I can drop
Also,
the
I
token.
couldn't drag the token.
I can. I just did a copy paste or a cut and paste. Okay.
Nice.
So Roka, and the reason why I wanted to do that so I can set you both up in the initiative tracker.
Mm-hmm.
So he declares his name, Rokuda. I will split your skull to your belly. An axe twirls in his hands, and he comes. So we need to now do the initiative deck. So I will reset that.
You guys understand these guys?
It's all in Orcish.
Tom, can you understand that guy?
So you can draw one.
Ronan. But I think that's about to kick off.
Uh-oh.
I need to hang on. I need to end the last combat. My bad. I never do that. Reset. Go ahead.
It says initiate combat first. Oh, now I can. Oh, crap.
Oh dear.
Uh-uh.
All right. Orc with shield. His axe is high over his head. He's swinging it around like a fucking windmill, just whoosh, whoosh in the air. Couple of steps, he closes a different distance. That big blade is coming down right on top of you. So I'll roll his attack, and you can figure out if you want to use your fast action to block or what have you. Combat, two-handed axe. Could you see
You
any
don't
of
know
that?
what it is.
No,
Can't
it's
see
all
any.
question marks.
I will change that so you can see it next time.
Okay.
It is one hit. So if you want to avoid a hit, you're going to have to use either dodge or a parry or something like that. So that
I'm
axe
gonna
is
use-
whistling at you.
Gotcha. I'm going to use my defender talent so that I don't have to use this as a faction action.
Oh,
And I'm going to parry with my shield.
okay. Roll it.
It's also not a monster. Yes.
Not a monster. Not that big. It's a
Alrighty, here
7-footer,
we
but
go.
he's not that big. Oh dear.
Oh, wow. I guess I'm going to take this one. You said it was one success?
You can push.
No. That's 2 damage on my strength right off the bat.
Okay.
What about your
Okay.
armor?
I can roll armor.
Yep. All right. So we're establishing you're not able to get the shield up in time, or his axe comes over the top of it, right? And it's
Right.
coming to your shoulder over the top of your shield.
Mhm.
The damage is 3.
Okay.
Oh,
Crap.
oh.
Yep.
Oh,
Alrighty.
hope he doesn't take another one of those. Holy shit.
So roll your armor.
No.
Can I invoke my pride? I can endure any injury.
And this is on your armor roll. Do you want to invoke it? Is that how you're invoking it?
Yeah.
So you would throw your
Sound.
D12 here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you push an armor roll, guys?
I
don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
You can.
I don't know.
Don't think so.
I don't know if Kevin even has the option in his chat window. I doubt it.
Oh, I do not.
Yeah. I don't
There you
think
go.
can.
So your only option here, last ditch, would be your pride.
Right.
Your D12. And by all means, you can do that.
Right away.
Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yep. I'm dying.
Oh man.
I can endure any. So all of you see splinters come off the shield and the axe dig into Garm. It comes down into his shoulder. Blood splurts into the air. The two of you are kind of locked together, axe in your shoulder, and then finally he pulls it out. And it's your move, Garm.
Yep.
You struck quite a blow to start this.
He did. Garm kind of backs up a little bit and tries to. It happened to be in his shield shoulder, so he's kind of trying to
Walks it off.
make sure. Tries to walk it off. Kind of shoves the pommel of his sword up there and kind of beats on a little bit, and then readies himself, and he's going to go in swinging. So he'll go for a sword slash. Imagine with the haft of the axe is kind of difficult to probably parry with if he goes in for like a lunge. So he goes straight for the gut.
Aha. Nice. Roll it. I think that is. So he's doing a thrust type of thing?
Yeah. Yep. I'm using the stab rather than the slash.
Stab. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
No.
There is something peculiar about that guy. He can't fight. God,
Well,
we got an orc in our party. You can't fight.
Oh, look what he's up against, man. You think you could fight that too?
I'm a talker, not a fighter.
Pretty soon we're going to be runners.
Yeah, I know. I got my running boots on.
I want to check.
I
We got a-
you mean? Oh,
Got a push coming here or anything, Kevin?
Ooh, okay. No, I'm not going to push, but as a fast action, I would like to feint
And switch your
Him.
cards.
and have him have a switch cards.
All right. So you
Nice.
come after him, trying to gut him with your sword. You know, through that the guard he's got with his axe. And you're right, he would have trouble parrying your stab, and the great axe is at a disadvantage to parry as well. I'll mention. So he's not good at parrying, but he just basically takes a couple of big strides backwards. He's faster than he looks.
Mhm.
You can feel the blood inside your armor running down your chest, starting to soak into your pants. You've got quite an injury already, and you're just not fast enough. But then you're able to make this feint, this jerky movement, and he's like, "Oh!" Axe comes up, and he's like, I'm going to end it." But you feinted him, right? There's no roll or anything, correct?
Right. Yep. You just
Okay,
trade initiative cards.
Yep. So let me just switch your initiatives. You're a 1. He's
better
a
go
six.
around him. You like
we got to do something. We can't sit here and let this guy die.
Askelon? Can't you just like magic up some darkness or some fog or something?
We'll
Horror,
where the hell's
we'll
Askelon?
pause the combat for the comedy moment and the strategizing.
I can raise him from the dead, but of course he'll still be dead.
Well, that
I
ain't
can
gonna do
heal him,
much
but I
good.
gotta touch him.
Well, that ain't gonna happen either, man. Because if he goes down, we're hot footing it out of here.
I don't have any magic that has the range necessary to do anything unless. Well, how far away are they? What range band are they actually?
It was long.
Long.
I think we
Oh,
established
shit.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is a problem.
I'm getting out of here. I run off.
You're not even waiting to the end.
I run in a direction where I'm trying to get around to the back of them.
Okay.
What's he doing?
So it'll probably take me a while, I'm guessing. So
East of the tower or west of the tower? Which way are you going?
The shortest.
Okay.
I may run into something on my way, but that's I don't know, neither here or there at this point. We gotta do something. I stop halfway. I'm like,
Are you trying to go fast or are you trying to go like undercover?
I'm taking into consideration that the orcs are like whooping it up. So
Yep.
I'm trying to find a happy medium of being stealthy but hastily.
Okay.
I'm not tiptoeing. I'm not taking my time. So if that gives me away, then so be it.
Okay. Give me a move roll.
Oh, frickin' move roll. Anything but a move roll. I
Strong
do not
start.
move.
No.
Wrong
That
start,
just means you just don't move as much as you'd like. That's all.
Fair.
And
Wait a minute, I
give me
can
a
push move.
you can.
I move more. Ah, shit.
Ow.
Ow. I hit this rock. I'm like, if I were wearing my boots, my foot would be fine.
So the better way to approach these guys would be kind of to go back to where your camp was on the south side of the tower and then around the west, right? Because there's the archer out in the east field, right? So you're thinking you're going to go that way, but you kind of stumble through camp type of thing. And I think you come out of that western side of the tower, with rocks sort of tumbling behind you a little bit and just kind of, and the orc with the axes under his armpits raises them up and points and yells something in Orcish at you. He sees you immediately. So you are now. We'll get back to Garm in a second here, but you're not that. You probably close to medium range. So you probably got you close 30 feet or something like that. But one of the orcs has made you immediately. So what's your immediate reaction, to stop or to keep running?
Yeah, I stop.
Okay.
I pretend like I'm outnumbered. I stop.
Okay.
I look. Whoa! Hey! What are you guys doing here?
So Garm, this is simultaneous to your seizing the initiative. So what do you do? I don't think you're noticing at the moment that this other stuff's going on. I think your eyes are locked on your opponents.
Yep, it's one-on-one. Doesn't really matter what happens outside of this.
Yeah.
So I kind of imagine he like raised his axe or his big giant axe above his head, and that's when I'm also a little faster than he expects, and I just dive right back in for another stab right towards the gut.
Okay. Roll it up.
I'm not going to push that.
Okay, I'm going to leave that.
Yeah, so it's 2 damage coming his way.
I need to look at the parry thing for a second. Core rules. Stand by.
What kind of attack was it?
A stab.
Stab.
When he has a weapon, I think that's like a -2.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, if he's parrying, he can dodge, which doesn't have a positive or a negative.
He gets -2 from the great axe, and he gets -2 more because it's difficult to parry a stab with a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So here comes his parry.
Still a lot of dice.
He does not. It is a lot of dice. It's a lot of dice, and he does not parry. So the damage was what? 2? Okay. So that'll make a difference here. All right. So he tries to bring that axe down, but he's not quick enough to catch your sword and completely deflect it. He gets it a little bit, so you don't skewer him, but you do run the blade along his gut and the top of his thigh. Blood bubbles and blurbles down his leg. He shouts and steps backwards.
I say, "You will not take me so easily."
We will see. He does a flourish with his axe. Whoosh, whoosh. He's just going to try to cut you clean in half, coming in from the side. Let me roll that. Yep. Accurately representing his lowered strength.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, dear.
Jesus.
I'm gonna parry.
Wow.
Oh, you guys saw that one. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that one.
4 damage. Yeah, saw that.
I
Very one, right?
right. Do I have to parry the damage or the hit?
You start with the extra.
Right. The number of hits is what
Yeah, it's the number of dice.
Gotcha. All right.
So,
I'm gonna
if you come up with one more, you can.
right.
the whole
The
thing.
hard part there is like, okay, I'll take one hit. Well, then it didn't matter that I did it. Like, right. So yeah, I'll push.
Awesome.
Look
Got
at
it.
you.
There it is.
And
Nice.
no. Do you take damage to anything?
No.
No.
Nope. No, I had no
Successes.
failures.
Sometimes miracles happen.
Cool. Oh, look at
Great.
that. So it put the
Thank God this was a VTT roll.
Oh yeah, it
Foundry combined
it,
it
uh,
all.
yeah, and it shades out what I would have had.
Yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
That's new. New to
Mhm.
me. So, yeah, that axe is coming in from the side, but your shield. Describe it. You've caught this blow that would have probably taken you in two.
Yeah, I think again it's based on my speed. I come in a little closer than he was expecting, and I hit the shield into the haft of the axe, but I make sure I'm out of the way so the axe head has space to come above my shoulder and everything, so it won't actually cut into me. And then I spin away from him.
All right. Two of you are locked for a second, staggering around. Then you spin away, and the other orc, the one who's been doing most of the talking, goes, "Stop! Wait! To the two of you, cease your duel." And then he points his axe at the man in the field and says, "Who is this?" Garm, you can sneak just a quick glance. You can see it's Stas. Human.
Garm has been pleasantly. I'm an orc. Nobody else understands that. It's our slave, our camp slave. Cooks good food. Cleans. And he points to his like soiled clothes. Needs to work on his cleaning, but cooks well.
He nods and he points, and in English, in common, he says, "You camp slave, come watch." He gestured for you to come forward.
Okay, I come forward.
So the two combatants, I think, are nose to nose, kind of waiting for the sign again. But up walks Stas. Stas, as you get closer, you see these three orcs, one off to the right who's got a bow, who's kneeling and is basically trying to lie low. The other two, and then in the woods, you definitely see some shifting and hear some kind of twigs and branches being trampled a bit. There's more of these things in the woods for sure.
I attempt to go down and tie my boots.
Okay. When you're close or when you're further away?
I'll walk, and then like I step on something and I get on one knee, like I'm gonna tie my boot. And as I do that, I pick up a rock, try to find a rock.
Okay.
And I go, okay. I pick it up and I throw the rock in the direction of the guys in the woods.
Okay. So the two combatants are still holding off while you do this. You throw that rock, and it just kind of disappears into the branches. This is not a giant rock, right? Like something like this big.
Yeah. It's just like I probably don't, even if I don't have a rock, I just throw in that direction.
All right. You do have you can throw a rock, but when you do that, you hear a from inside the trees. Some branches are moving, and the one with the two axes starts striding towards you very purposefully, like human.
Hey!
He raises both of his axes and brings them up to your neck like this, like he would just take it right off.
Oh!
Silence! Do you know who's in those woods? Our clan mother is in those woods. I invited you to watch the combat, not to defile the clan.
I was mad at all this. I didn't know. My apologies. I persuade him. Hopefully.
You know what? I'm going to let you roll. Let me see what you have here.
Performance, probably.
Yep. Manipulation.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah. However, he's not like to be manipulated, so take 2 off of that. Your manipulation is basically, well, you'll see what it's for. So he doesn't kick you in the chest and tell you to get the hell out of here.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
So check manipulation.
Oh, I didn't see the 6.
One success. I think I put -2 on there.
Did it work?
Let me see. 1, 6. Yeah, it gave me 1 negative die. Why did it only give me 1 negative die?
As long as your 6 was earlier in the chain, so don't sweat it.
Okay.
If we would have dropped it off, I always drop off from the last dice rolled type of thing.
In the modifier, I put -2, right? That's what you do, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And I would roll normally 6, 1 empathy and 5 empathy and 1 manipulation.
Interesting. Wonder if they gave you a bonus for something.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I do. Well, the talent may not have done it. Path of Lies, but that's not built into it. Anyways.
But what do you say to convince him?
My apologies. I will watch the battle. I was just frustrated and didn't realize there were anybody over there in those woods. I can't see very well in the dark.
He slowly lowers his axes. Again? And you will lose your head. Do you understand?
There was like a bead of sweat and it like drops onto the top of the blade. I look over at it and go, yeah. No.
This orc warrior is bald, has a big like top knot. His black hair runs down to his waist. He just turns and flings his hair at you and is like, continue to the other 2. So what we'll do, Garm, is just pick up with the same initiative order. We're not going to redraw or anything like that. So the 2 of you square off again.
Did Conn and those guys hear that the orc mother's over in the woods?
Yeah, I was going to say something to
The orc mother's in the woods?
Yeah, I was gonna,
oh my God. I would have never guessed.
Let's cut to Askelon and Conn for a second. You see this happen with Stas, and you do hear the conversation in English, in common.
Yeah. Would Conn have any inkling as to the importance of an orc mother? I mean, I saw what went on there, and so obviously she's an important individual. But do I know anything beyond that?
Roll lore.
May I do so as well?
You may. Both of you roll lore.
Oh. That's fine.
Makes sense. Askelon would know. Female orcs hold positions of great authority and power in orc culture. There are probably a quarter or a fifth as many females as there are males, right? So, and they are often leaders and seen as great figures of great authority and great power because they've got the ability to create new orcs and all that kind of stuff, right? A mother is like a clan mother is like the chieftain, is like the leader of the whole tribe, and it would be unusual for the mother to be out and about. Usually they stay in the village, behind the palisade type of thing. What do Conn and Askelon do?
Is this orc mother important?
wonder if I would know.
You can roll 2, Stas.
I will roll. Basically, I'm sorry. I will explain exactly what you just said.
Okay, and Stas, you do know at least a little about. Like, let me put it this way: when you're out and about, you don't often see female orcs. You don't come across them.
What do you think? Should I go off into the bush then and bushwhack her? Maybe put an arrow at her. See if we can't spook them. Get the hell out of here.
I think if you attack her, they will lose their shit. I think, but she may be more reasonable than these people are.
Well, that's not very reassuring. It sounded like there was a lot of them in there too. When he threw that rock, there's a lot of commotion. I mean, if you want, I can try to go sneaking up on. Okay, I start to move in the direction of the woods. Harrigan.
Just staying low.
I guess, yeah, but trying to get it there as quick as possible. I mean, Garm doesn't have much left.
Okay, so you're
kind of get an upper hand here somehow.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah. I don't know how this is going to work, though.
Are you going to beeline towards where the fight is?
Who, me? No. I'm trying to stay out of view as best I can and try to go to the woods where Stas threw the rock. That's my objective.
So those woods are on the far side of the fight from you. Basically, you're up a tower. Yeah. North of that, so they're having a fight, and then north of that are the woods where Stas just threw the rock.
They're pretty far. Okay.
You can circle around, but it would take time.
And Garm doesn't have that kind of time. Oh shit! All right, does Stas have a weapon with him?
I've had my stuff.
Rock.
He has your boots.
I have an axe I keep with me. Okay. Hand axe is my normal weapon, so it's not like this big sword.
Okay. What were you going to say, Wayne? You said we would say something.
So he had a rock. I did want to ask, okay, so do I know any like orc phrases or like a greeting, something?
Yeah, you passed your orc lore check, so yes.
Okay.
If there's a couple of turns of phrase or something that you want to be able to shout, then yeah, by all means. Like where's the bathroom? That kind of thing.
Don't say it, Stas.
Sorry. Are you recording? I apologize.
Just general apology for all of this.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the episodes with Brett cussing?
Yeah.
Probably okay. Yeah. At least a little bit. We don't do it a lot.
So 2 orcs are backing up. It's about to be on. What's Askelon doing?
All right. I'm just going to stand up and if my broken, orcish, I am going to say, to like clan mother, this fight is just weakening both our groups when we could maybe be helping each other.
Harrigan, before you react, if things look like they're going to go sideways, like if the reaction looks really hostile, Conn is going to do a move action to get within short range, and he's going to shoot the orc with the long bow, just so you know.
Okay.
If things go
while Askelon's doing this, you're heading north, right? Low and stealthy?
I might have to have 180 on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wayne, I won't make you repeat all that, but it was long enough to not be a "where's the bathroom" type phrase. And I think we need performance for you to actually deliver that. Stand and deliver, my friend. Your best orcish.
I'm clicking on roll. I got one.
You got a success. All right. So Conn, before I do react, make me a stealth roll. And don't have cover or anything this time, so let's just keep it a regular roll. So you'll have to push that.
Can the elf,
if you want to
can
be
the elf
successful.
give him a point to distract?
Hey.
Pushed. A successful push, like no. Okay.
Wow, man.
Look at that. I like the new die roller thing, or maybe I'm just not remembering how it worked before, but it's slick. All right. So let's say you at least close to medium, right? By the time Askelon is up and barking what he barks, which is all about the clan mother. We're only weakening both groups type of thing, right?
So when you say medium, do you mean towards the woods where the clan mother is, or towards Garm and
you're
Stas?
going towards the guy with the bow.
woods? Okay. Gotcha.
You have to, if they're here, you're down here, you're gonna have to go like to one of those, right?
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So towards the guy with the bow. Gotcha.
I think you're still probably medium range from the fight now. I think you're getting closer to the fight, however you slice it, right? Even though you're not
still within long range.
I get you. You're not going directly for them, but you're.
Okay.
I would say you're still long range from the woods, but you're medium range from the fight.
The only thing is there is no medium range in this game, so it can be like long range moving into short range next turn. I'm fine with that because there is no medium, right? It's like long, short, near, arm.
Near, and
arm.
Arm's reach.
Yeah. There really is no medium. But
always getting
the way I can think about it is, I'm still within long range, but I'm very close to being like one more movement turn. I would be within short range of the dude with the bow, and still very long from the woods. Like narratively, that's fine for me, right?
Correct.
Okay,
that's correct. Yeah,
okay.
You're getting closer to being short to the to the fight. Cool. Yep. All right. So, how does Garm react when you hear someone from a tower shout that these kind of broken but legible Orcish words?
He saw Stas, and that situation's probably been rectified.
I wink at Garm.
Oh, great.
Let me put it this way. I'm putting the continuation of the fight with these words being called out in your hands.
Garm is going to use that moment. Maybe the big orc is like paying attention and is like that. Whoa. Garm uses that moment to dive in and stab right towards like the femoral artery, going right in there.
Okay, so he's going to attack.
That's honorable.
We already started the duel. He's the one who let his attention slide.
And there's no timeouts in duels.
We've had one, but it's just been called off. But as you're coming back together, Askelon is doing his thing, calling out, but you're pushing ahead with the attack. So go ahead and make your roll as the two of you come back together.
Gotcha.
Kevin's confident. Okay. I'm going to say, so you got him for 2, right? 3 damage. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
And his parry, I will give him an extra distraction. I want to make sure I have the right number of dice being rolled here too, for the words being shouted by Askelon. So there's a moment of, look towards the tower type of thing, and that's when Garm makes his move. So the total should be, he should only be rolling 2 dice. So if for whatever reason this doesn't roll 2 dice, we will read the first 2 dice. Okay?
Gotcha.
For his parry.
A -1.
How does that even happen? Oh, because
negative dice are in there.
It's doing something weird with the dice. What are you saying, Wayne? You're muted.
Sorry, it's weird. I don't know what the negative dice mean. Why doesn't
it's like not it's not
dice?
Using YZE logic for negatives.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
okay. So you didn't roll any successes, and you rolled a fail. That's okay. Weird.
Well, I'm only going to read. I only need to read the first 2 dice. He had 7 dice.
Right.
He's supposed to take away 5 Or 2 for the axe, 2 for parrying a thrust, and 1 for the performance, right? Which means you did 3 damage. Is that correct?
Yep.
Why don't you roll me, if you want, or I can roll it. Roll me a crit on the D66 table. Critical injuries.
Why don't you go ahead? Because that'll generate the card. I think if I click the thing, it'll just give me a 66 number. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it will. And I need to...
And a stab one.
Sean, help a brother out. Where do I find the crits? Because there's
a
different
macro
tables.
for crits table, I believe, right? So if you go into the compendium and go to macros, I think it's in the core game macros.
Cool game.
Right? And then you
macros.
have a list that comes up, and then there should be a I'm looking right now. Maybe it doesn't have critical injuries, first one. So just drag that one down to the macro bar.
Okay.
And then when
I've
you
already
click-
done that. I
and
was
then when
worried
you-
that
Yeah. When you click on it, it should ask you the type of crit.
I was
think.
worried that I had dragged the wrong one there. So this is stab.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to pick the right one. So
What did it do?
Ooh, pierced cheek. Wow.
Oh, all right. So you're going for the femoral artery, right, in his leg.
Mhm.
But before you get there, he brings the axe like way down, like, oh, not going low on me, and puts his face
Mhm.
right out towards you.
Yep.
And
Like an idiot.
describe the facial injuries that ensue.
Does this break him? Is that
Yes.
what's going on? Okay.
Yep.
I think, yeah, he comes down and he sees, he probably being a big dumb idiot, he sees the blade coming, and instead of moving like all the way out of the way, he just turns his face. And so the sword point goes in one cheek through and then out the other side. And then Garm tries to like kind of dig it in more, but he backs away so that it slides off rather than like digging into his skull more.
Okay, so it's a horrific injury, is what it is. There's bits of tusk and bone that fly as the sword is drawn back out, and he falls on the ground like a baby. Like his axe is dropped, falls to his knees, his hands are on his face. Blood is just pouring through his fingers as he rolls back and forth on the ground. Stas.
Yes, we did it. Yeah. Woo. Oh, yeah.
That's right. You will travel that way. And he says it in common. You will travel around our tower. And then repeats it in orc.
The one with the 2 axes and the long ponytail just looks at you, looks at his fallen warrior on the ground, and says, will you finish him? Will you take him as your slave?
So culture says either finish him or take him as a slave.
No, you don't have to do that, especially since
Right.
you're,
Well, I think-
you're a drifter.
Right. And Garm will say back to him and say, it sounds like your clan has lost your hold, and you will need every warrior you can in your journeys. Take your mother and go. And he definitely nods like, go this direction. Don't go that way. Go this way.
So, Conn, you're like halfway to them, right? And you're crouched low because this momentous thing has happened. Askelon's standing out in the open now as well. So the orc with the axes is just like kind of trying to get the lay of like what's going on. He doesn't see Conn, but he sees Askelon. But he just nods at Garm and then signals to the orc with the bow, come forward. That orc kind of shoulders his bow and starts scurrying forward until he gets to the orc who's on the ground, and he gathers up his axe and tries to help that orc up. He's just like got his face clenched in his hands. And then from the woods, you see a whole slew of orcs come out, probably a score, like 20 or something. Several others, but you can now tell why they've been in the woods. So, Stas, you see this. Garm, you see this. Askelon, in fact, all 4 of you are seeing this. They come out of the woods. There's probably a half dozen warriors but those warriors are beat up. So these ones are bandaged. They're limping. Some of them are missing arms or lower legs. So they're kind of barely able to get along. And then behind them, Garm, you're the one who was most familiar with this. You see probably a half a dozen or more orc slaves. So early on in an orc's life, if they're defeated in these single combats, they're relegated to like being a little whipping boy, to being a slave. So they are way less muscular. They're way smaller. And they are carrying a litter on their shoulders. And on that litter is the clan mother. And as you come out, you can see that she too is wounded. And she's actually quite a sight. And Stas, you're closest, who has never seen anything like this. So she's sort of leaning back, and she's this enormously fat as well, orc. She's pregnant, like enormously pregnant. Like got to be twins or triplets or something going on. But you can also see that she has a bandaged wound on her shoulder and nicks and cuts elsewhere on her body. So she's clearly been in the battle while pregnant. And they're kind of carrying her forward. You've never seen a female orc before. She has 6 breasts. One pair on top of the next on top of the next. So it's just like this, like, what am I seeing here? As these, there's no drums beating, but there might as well be, where there's this litter coming out and these injured orcs shuffle out first. So what looked like a powerful troop is a pretty beaten down group of orcs who are now moving off to the east the way that Garm has pointed. What do the 4 of you do? Especially you two who are closest.
I'm sorry. I'm not closest. Sorry.
Look at you.
I'm not doing anything. I'm staying hidden. This is too much for me to take in. Like, what is this? Conn is just going to stay real low.
I think, Garm's like, this is normal.
Right.
Little orc slave boys and the mother.
Garm will turn to Stas and try to kind of go over and like collect him and act kind of gruff towards him, like, oh, shouldn't have come out here, and kind of push him towards the tower.
Stas, what are you doing?
Okay. I heard you needed help. I don't know.
So Askelon is what you need to do. Is it like time sensitive, or can I say something from the orc here?
Go ahead.
Okay. So as Garm and Stas turn, the orc with the big top knot goes, "Hey, orc, what's your name?"
Garm.
Garm. You won't do to stay here. He points to the north again. Rust Brothers coming, burning everything. You stay, you'll die. And then he turns and moves off with his whole procession. The wounded orc, the archer, the wounded soldiers, and then the litter being born. And the clan mother, you can tell if she's not dead, she's dying. She's close to it. She's kind of leaning on that litter and can't really move much. But her eyes are on Askelon, where he delivered his impassioned speech. But
does she say
the whole group is just moving off. What were you going to do, Askelon?
So her injury doesn't look like it's just a regular cut. It looks like something
from battle,
more serious.
Hard to tell from the distance that you're at, but certainly her there was a lot of blood, a lot of bandages on her body. Yes, she has hands, if that's what you're thinking.
No. I'm trying to decide. The difference between that being a critical injury, which it would be very dangerous for me to try to heal, or just being hurt, which I might be able to heal. That's what I was trying to calculate in my head.
We don't play mechanics like that, baby. She's hurt. You'd have to get closer.
Well, I mean, I think I would know if it's something that looks like, okay. So I have to get closer to tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Askelon's fascinated. I don't think he's ever seen this. So he's going to be like, staring at the whole thing, kind of excited looking, honestly, to see something this different and new.
Do the four of you gather together? You go near on the other side of the tower. What do you do?
Garm angles when he sees Askelon, like in the open. He angles him and Stas over towards Askelon, and then kind of not really saying anything, but being loud and grunting, like, you shouldn't be out here. You're supposed to be in there, type of thing.
Yeah.
And then he relays
All
the
my
message
slaves.
about the Rust brothers coming and burning everything in their path.
Can we see we can see the flames now at night?
It's still a glow. It's not like you can see active flames leaping up. But if you know forest fires, you have to be pretty close to see that. You can definitely see the glow in the sky on the horizon.
Hey, Harrigan, I'm going to spend a willpower point. Make sure he's not lying. It's probably a no-brainer at this point, but I'm going to do it anyway.
This is an ability of Stas's.
Yeah, it's patholize. So you have to tell me whether he's lying. It says when speaking with an NPC, the GM must reveal if the NPC is lying or not. The GM does not have to reveal what exactly the NPC is lying about.
He is not lying.
Okay.
Not lying. Yep. Okay. So they're moving off. I'm going to say, if you look at the map, kind of this direction towards the middle, what would be the middle of the hex, as directed by Garm. No, but you're in this hex. They're going to go around the tower, right?
We aren't in
bring up the map, Harrigan. We're not on there.
We're in the
my bad.
Land's home.
My bad.
Conn, I'll come back to the group then, especially if the orcs aren't watching us stealthily.
Okay.
He said, Rust Brothers, maybe we should we maybe make a pact with them? Try to hold the tower. Otherwise, we got to get the hell out of here.
Garm kind of grunts and says, they would not see the duel that we just did as being a binding pact. They believe that we are a clan, but they don't see, if I'm the only orc, they would consider me a drifter, and this is not a clan, and the duel I just had to make sure that they didn't come kill us all would no longer be binding.
So we can't make friends with them.
I
mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, isn't it?
Normally, but sometimes their response would be more, you're not my enemy, but you can be my slave.
Well, I ain't going back to that life. So that ain't going to happen.
It'd be nice, but it sounds like we don't know how many Rust Brothers there are. I mean, if there's a lot
took all
of them.
those guys out.
Yeah.
Right?
They're going to put us on the end of skewers, man.
I think we get in the boat, go down the river.
I think I need to heal you first.
You can. When Garm, you kind of see, I don't know how to describe this. Like, he is definitely injured, like super injured, but there is something about him where he's like, I was probably all right. I could have taken him. It's fine. Like, kind of refusing to let it stick, I guess, so to speak.
I
can
do it
sleep
anyway.
this off.
All right, I am going to cast Healing Hands on him.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I will say, just to close the book on Conn's idea or not, this is an unusual circumstances. Their village is gone, so it's hard to say what you'd be able to strike with them in terms of a pact. You could certainly try. But what I need to know now is whether you do try or whether you let them sort of walk off out of sight, right? And let's say that we are now in Q1 of the next day. So it's sort of just after midnight. So we'll look at healing and that kind of thing in a second, Wayne. But first thing to decide is whether or not you let these orcs kind of make their way into the darkness or not.
I'm going to stick with what Garm said he knows best. I don't know anything. Okay, so it's not good. I'm going to take his word for it.
I could talk to these guys.
Oh, sit down.
I could talk to them.
No.
I can. Should we?
Everyone, when Stas goes over to talk to them, get by the boats. We're going to get the hell out of here.
This is different situation. Like, this isn't like, oh, we got to follow this protocol. They're been wiped out. What happens? They say, oh, you're a slave. And then they try to take me with their injured, people. They don't want me.
There was still 6 of them coming out of the bush.
They're not going to want another helpless human guy.
Too.
What's the worst that could happen? They say, no, piss off.
No.
Could kill you.
They could be a lot worse. They could kill us.
They're not going to kill us. We just kicked their big guy's ass.
We
got clout.
Yeah. What's the we, Kimasabi? There's no. I don't. I think the only I could attempt to heal their mother, but I don't know how badly she's injured in that. I don't know that I could.
You heal that woman, and we got a golden ticket. Yeah, man.
I'd be willing to try that, but I think Garm has a better idea about.
Hey, come here. Garm's good guy, but he's not all there for an orc. I don't know. He may think he knows orc culture, but he's not a part of the clan. He's kind of.
You were just arguing 2 minutes ago that
closer to them than we are, but that's not like he's part of them.
You were just arguing a few minutes ago that there's got to be a shitload of these Rush brothers because they kicked these dudes' ass.
I know, but
even if we formed some alliance, we'd still get killed. I don't only want to die in that tower, the shitty tower filled with harpy shit. I don't want to. It's a giant.
This could be the long game, though. You could heal the mother. We could still go about our business. We could get a free pass the next time we come into them. I play the long game in life, Askelon, and you live longer than I do.
I'm thinking to myself, long game in elf and human doesn't mean the same
thing. He says, we play the long game as you watch him aging in front of your eyes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can see him rotting.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, if you guys don't think it's worth it, I'm telling you, if you heal that woman or whatever she is, she will have a free pass. These guys will come to our rescue if they're an earshot. But hey,
might be true.
Do we want to just keep going in the boat, take our chances with the Loch Ness Monster? Hey, that's fine too. Hey, whatever, guys. Sounds like you guys got this all figured out.
You could try. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever even seen my old clan mother outside the building. We just always heard her. I don't know, rulings, orders. So her to be out here is kind of a big deal, and to be wounded, also a big deal. So Stas makes some points, but I'm gonna have a seat just for a second.
I'm fine, but sit down.
Garm, this is your call. If you want to do this, if you think that this would help, I will go with you. If you don't, then I'm not. But you know your people better than I do. So, and either way is fine with me.
Better hurry up. They're getting
safe.
Away.
We should probably just stay safe.
Oh, jeez. All right. If we come across and we're in trouble and these guys don't recognize us, and we get axed, that orc better not take one on the chin like he did in that little tussle back there. Next time we might not be as lucky. You hear this? Hear this? That's opportunity, and you guys are letting the door walk off.
All right, let's do this. Askelon, are you helping Garm?
Yeah.
Make your roll while I think Stas continues to make his case. Make your roll, and we'll take a 5-minute bio break, and then we'll come back and we'll see what the group is doing. Does that work?
Yeah. What's the ingredient for this? Okay, so I have clay.
Which gives you an extra power, right?
Right. For some reason, I can't uncheck any of the willpower to use it.
Oh yeah, that worked backwards. I think.
What do you mean?
Try.
I remember that as well.
Yeah, like, is it checking extra or is it like? It was weird. It works the opposite than the other willpower where you like check more. Oh, man. That's why.
How much will do you have?
I've got 5.
One thing I'll do,
Yeah.
guys, is I'll update everything before we play next time because there may be some quirkiness with that where parts of it are updated, but they're not on the latest version of Foundry and that sort of thing.
It shows me I have 4 more willpower to spend, but if I click on them, it won't actually spend the willpower to roll more dice. Weird.
Spend them, you got to right click.
Okay, let me try.
That's it. Just marks them off or on and off. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, it does. It does. Okay, I'm sorry. I was okay.
They're not a toggle.
All right.
They're
So it's
left.
power level
I think
3.
it's a left and right.
Oh, but Sean, you're talking about the overall willpower point tracking.
I'm talking about the will tracker.
Okay.
Willpower
Right.
tracker.
You got 3
power level 3
strength points.
Nice.
Got strength.
Well, thank
so
you.
how did that work? You spent 2 willpower on it, and then you had the clay. Yep.
Right. I spent 1 to cast it. I spent an additional 1, and then I got the clay gave me. So that gave me 3.
Gotcha. Which
Nice.
results in him getting 3 points of strength back, or is it? How does the healing work?
Yeah.
Yep, 3 points. If you'd rolled any 6s, it'd be more. If you rolled any 1s, we'd be in trouble.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Moves better.
So you get him healed up with your elven magics. Let's take a few minutes for a bio break, and we'll come back and figure out if you're not going to chase after the orcs, what are you going to do in Q1 here of the next day? So let's come back in a few. Okay, we're all back. Thank you for those of you who are not super engaged in the combat for sort of standing by and rooting it on and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But as as we pass midnight, and it's a dark night except for that eerie glow to the north, portends of things to come and what the orcs were talking about. I think you see the last of their procession disappear into the darkness off to sort of the east and of the tower is where they're heading. Either going to run into the river because they're kind of going southeast, or they're going to go further into the plains that are stretching out to the east there. But unless Stas or someone runs after them, they're going to be gone. Going once, going twice. No sail.
Do your thing, Stas.
What now?
I want to kill some Rust brothers.
No. If those guys took on those guys, you're crazy. It's only 4 of us, man. We weren't going to stand a chance if all those orcs took us on.
2 archers top the tower.
You're crazy. You're batshit crazy. You are drinking too much lake water. Time to go.
You've changed your tune.
I just have a hand axe, man. I'm a talker, not a fighter.
Ah.
I can't negotiate everything out of everything. As a matter of fact, when I try, you let him walk away.
Fair. To the boats, then. Is that what we're doing?
Hope that leak doesn't come back.
Oh, jeez. I am not in the boat with you.
What are you talking about? I thought we were
No.
boat buddies.
No, I need a break.
Come on. I'll be quiet, I promise. I need some sleep anyway. Askelon woke me up in the middle of the night.
Let's make a bet. You won't
Fair.
be able to keep quiet. And when you say your first word, you owe me a silver piece. And if you can keep quiet, I'll give you a silver piece.
For how long?
The boat ride. Start to finish. Till we
That's-
land.
You know, and if I see the Loch Ness Monster, you just want me to sit there.
No, you're going to give me a silver piece after you yell that you see the monster.
Incorrigible.
So it's still dark, right?
It is midnight, man. It's like
Oh, yeah.
quarter after 12. It is midnight.
It's the moon out.
Dawn is hours away. In fact, it's just really gotten, remember, it's summertime, end of summer. So probably got dark a couple hours ago.
Rest here, then get in the morning, early morning, dawn, and then head out on the boats.
Yeah, I say we rest near the boats.
Is that the plan?
Sure.
So not
By
near the
boats.
tower, down right by those old wreck piers where you put the boats in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think there's a short scene where you're gathering up all the goods where you had made camp beside the tower, packing up your packs, your tent, and the four of you in the dark are hiking back down towards the water. Who's going to rest? Who's going to keep watch? What are the quarter plans?
I'm going to rest. Sleep.
Okay.
I could stay awake.
I can,
Garm's
too.
going to need some rest.
Yeah, I should probably rest.
All right, I can keep watch then.
You can keep watch or I can. Depends on who's paddling the first half of the day tomorrow.
Might have to be you.
So you want me to paddle the first break of dawn?
Yeah, if we need. Yeah, I'll keep watch.
Okay.
So Garm is going to sleep. Is that right?
Yep.
And Stas is Stas is sleeping. Do you guys know how do you get all of the icons on the travel page? I've
They're
only got
there.
two of them. I just see two.
Really?
Yeah, I see Garm and Stas.
all four of us.
Yeah,
You
same.
might do a refresh there, Harrigan.
Yeah, I'm just going to reset. Yep, that did it. So just to be clear about this, you guys can see what I'm doing. And Conn is keeping watch, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So without travel, it's been a while since I've done this. I need to roll the encounter first. See if you need to then make your keep watch roll. So just stand by for a second. Okay. And one of these. Sorry for the delay here.
It's okay.
A second. All right, take a 1 minute break here. Something's not like popping up for me. One second.
So, Sean, what's Stas doing this quarter then? If I'm keeping watch, you're
Sleeping.
You're sleeping. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Gotcha. Okay.
Took a point of agility damage.
Oh, that's right. When you stubbed your toe.
When I stubbed my toe in the dark. Sneaking, making move action.
Because you were wearing my boots.
I know.
Okay,
I got
Conn.
2 right
No, go ahead.
boots on.
Are you guys
roll?
sleeping right next to the boats, in the boats? What's the little camp look like?
$1 million
Not
question.
in.
What's that, Wayne?
Not in.
I say we go up by the towers now. Let's go to the towers. I'm not liking this down by the boat.
Jesus.
No, you're already asleep, my friend. I'm asking where you fell asleep, and it's by the water because that was described to me.
I wouldn't.
Everything's
sleep
fine.
I wouldn't sleep in the boat. I'd sleep as long as tide doesn't come along and wash get me all wet. Probably somewhere dry up the.
It's a lake. You're way away from the ocean, so you're not going to see tides. So it's all good.
I don't know. Stas doesn't travel this far near the water very often.
Okay, I'm just going to say you're on the bank, basically. Do you have a fire going, Conn?
No.
No fire. It's dark. It's
No.
kind
Yeah.
of getting cool.
Yeah.
Make your scouting roll.
Okay. And I'm probably more tuned into the woods than the water, especially if this roll goes poorly. Oh, yeah, it goes
Oh,
poorly.
way to set that up there, hero.
Well, it's the VTT. I know, the algorithm is going to screw me because it always does.
Plus
So
it's
here we
Phil
are.
because he sucks at rolling dice on this thing.
These digidice.
It's always the VTT.
Mhm.
It is.
Always
What
gotta
is
blame
what is
something.
scouting again? That's is that wits?
Yeah.
It already took the damage.
Yeah. Can I push this?
I think
It
so.
does say that I can.
Then
All
you
right,
can. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Yep.
push this button. Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. So turns out, as you can hear the lake water lapping, right? You could probably hear the orcs walking for a while because there's a pack of them, right? But an hour ago, this was the last time you heard even a sound from the east. So there's a little bit of wind. There's that eerie glow to the north, and there's the lapping dark waters kind of behind you. You do look over your shoulder once in a while at those waters to make sure nothing's creeping up. But as your 3 friends are all soundly asleep, you catch movement in the woods because you're so tuned into them, and I would imagine you're situated in a way that you can you're not out in the open, right? You guys went down the picture going down the bank a ways kind of thing, so you've got some little bit of cover. And if you look up and you look at the edge of the woods, there's at least one figure, maybe more than one.
Yeah.
And then a man comes out, and he's maybe in armor, but he's got a pair of what look like dogs on a leash, and they're leading him forward.
Sure. All right. Well,
What does
Okay,
Conn do when he sees this?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at all this: Rust Brothers, dogs, tracking orcs. I stealthily creep to Garm, and I give him a nudge with my foot. So my bow is out, arrow. I give him a nudge with my foot. Garm, the Rust Brothers. We got to get to the boats now. They have dogs. And then I will creep back to Stas, and I think I'm putting my hand over his mouth so he can't talk. It's like, Stas, wake up. The Rust Brothers are here with dogs. We might have to make for the boats. And I let my hand go off him.
Oh, what did you hear? Where did you have your hand? At least, eat some salted pork before you do that next time.
Shh,
said
get
Rust
your ass
Brothers?
ready. Get your ass ready, Rust Brothers. All right,
I just want to sleep.
Askelon. Garm, did you wake up Askelon?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Garm would just move over towards Askelon and just gives him like a gentle shake. Says, unfortunately, the Rust Brothers have arrived. And then after he does that, he assumes Askelon. He waits to see if Askelon stirs, and then turns towards Conn and just says, "How many of them?"
Can't see them all. There's a few figures. There's one of them leading 2 dogs. They probably got the scent of the orc.
Right.
But they might come down and check us out. Well, no, wait. We'll know. Just if the dogs react to us, we make for the boats.
Okay. Garm carefully draws his sword and his shield and, kind of lays on the ground near Conn so Conn can keep a lookout. You let me know when and where we're going.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the boat.
So are you guys all sort of staying low?
By the boats. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, low by the boats.
Okay. I think the bank is probably relatively significant here, as we described, months ago now, that this was kind of a built-up area. Once upon a time, it was a bit of a port, and there was some sort of, piers and that sort of thing. And this is just the ruins of those. So it's probably some decent cover down here by the water. And as who's keeping watch on the men in the field? There are now 2 of them.
Okay.
One has the dogs. The other you recognize immediately as a Rust brother. He's got the sensor out and he's swinging it as he comes into the field, around.
Is he too far to make out, Harrigan? Like, would I be able to recognize him from this distance?
No way. All I can tell is that it's a figure. You can't make out a picture. You're now at distant distance,
long,
right?
Yeah. Okay,
I will never get the
continue to
right.
watch. He's coming in.
Okay. And sorry, so you're getting towards the boats, Askelon, right? You actually getting in?
I'm going to get in. I'm going to, and so that so there's not a mad rush of all of us trying to get in the boat at the same time. So I'm taking my time. I'm not like jumping and, wildly paddling away or whatever, but I'll move to the back of the boat and, store my stuff and get the paddle out.
Okay. And I think you're, from what you described before, your gear is ready to go. It's basically throw your pack in the back and you don't have to pack up a bunch of stuff, right? Maybe a blanket type of thing. So sorry, Garm and Stas, what are the 2 of you doing as Askelon is now in the boat and Conn is he's got eyes on whatever is coming.
What do you see?
2 men. One of them swinging one of those censers like we saw at that fishing cabin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's got to be more than 2 hunting orcs.
Stas, do you want to talk to these guys? Couldn't help myself.
I'm loading up the boat.
Right.
You could probably make yourself a little bit, more constructive and load the boat so we get the hell out of here.
At that, Garm will start working on tossing his stuff into the boat with Askelon and then get himself settled.
Okay. If these guys were to come closer, Conn, and close like half the distance, they'd be able to see the boats. But from where they are right now, there's no way they can see down the bank that far.
Sure.
But by the time the 3 of you have all your gear in there, and I suspect you probably thrown Conn's in as well into the boat, so he's just keep watch. The 3 of you are kind of ready. Conn, you now see that the guy with the dogs and the Rust brother that's with him are moving off pretty much where the orcs went. So they're moving in that pattern that's further to the east of the tower. But you also see emerge from the woods like 4 or 5 more Rust brothers, and then two heavily armored Iron Guard come walking as well. And behind them, you see, you know what? Let's go ahead and have you roll 2 dice. See if you know this guy's reputation.
2 dice?
Yep, 2d6.
Like together?
You can roll physical dice if you want.
All right.
Yeah, it's 2d6.
Together, optional,
Yeah.
Phil. You can roll one and then the next one if you'd like.
Should I roll
or you could do
4d3?
them, or you could do them both in one drop.
How come when I'm okay? Okay, sorry, I'm an idiot. The dice on the bottom here where it says roll, like I've hit, it won't let me roll them. When I hit roll, I'm getting a type error.
I got that before too. If you right, I think if you right or left click and drag onto the tabletop, they'll roll.
I think that's right. There's also another die roller on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 4 and a 2.
Okay. So you don't know this guy, but you would say from his headgear that he's wearing, again, it's just a silhouette at this distance, but he's a big shot of some kind. He's not just your run-of-the-mill Rust brother, and he's coming in last to the scene behind the tracker, a bevy of Rust brothers, a couple of Iron Guard, and you see while the dogs are going like nose to ground after where the orcs went, one of the Iron Guards with his gigantic Y-hand or two-handed sword points to the tower, and he starts coming closer. So they're going to split up a little bit. A couple of the Rust brothers come with him. So in other words, they're like, I've got the trail, but others are like, we're going to check the tower.
Yeah. Okay. At that, I come.
A smaller group is going to check the tower.
Smaller group checking the tower, and the smaller group, if you let them get close enough, will have a chance of seeing you.
Yeah. No. I'm immediately. Conn's heading right back to the boat. Time to go, and he gets his boat. And he's starting to push it into the water. A couple of them are coming our way. They're possibly going to see us. There's a lot of them up there. Those orcs are going to get smoked if the Rust brothers ever catch up to them. They're done. I've never seen so many Rust brothers in one place. Some heavy hitters too by their dress.
Let's put some distance between us and them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you push.
You're headed down the river, right?
Yeah. The lake drains east into the river.
Yeah.
And right where Kevin dropped his cursor, all the little sort of islandy sorts of things, that's pretty marshy ground. So you can picture tall bulrushes and grasses and all sorts of stuff on that side of the water. It's not like this is a raging river. It gently drains through this little delta, sort of the other way, right to the east. So both boats, are you trying to make the best time you can, or are you trying to go undetected?
Undetected, at least from get some distance first. Undetected, get some distance.
Let's get into the weeds.
Yeah, use the cover.
And let's get down the river.
Yeah.
Let's not hang here. Let's go.
No.
The rest of them get here.
Okay. So whoever was recovering, you can't recover, right? Because you've interrupted your rest. You were woken up and all that good stuff. And I'm just going to glance at group rolls for a moment here. Decide who among you is best suited to take on this challenge. So who's best at stealth? The others may help if it's relevant. Okay. I'll say this. I'll let the other boat help. So I'll give you one extra die. Basically kind of a lookout to, watch for being seen, to look for, rocks in the water and all that kind of stuff. So this is to slip down the river. Okay. So you can roll 6 + 1.
Am I the best one, Sean?
Yeah, 2.
Okay.
Have you heard the man speak? He has no stealth.
All right. So +1.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh. All right. So you can picture being in one of these dories or rowboats in the dark waters. You're kind of flowing down. But with going with the stream, what becomes a river here, you leave the tower behind relatively quickly, right? So once you put out and you stay kind of close to the shore to stay sort of tucked underneath the bank type of thing, so you're less visible. And sure enough, off you go. So you're, instead of resting this hex, you're gonna travel this hex, right? And you're gonna go. I think we'll put you in this one because of the way the river bends. Unless you want to tell me you're going into the marshy stuff, which is down here. So in other words, which of these two hexes are you going to move into?
The clear one. Go left. Veer left. It's clear.
What? Follow the orcs.
But we're in the water.
Yeah, but they might be close to shore.
But if we're quiet, it'll be fine.
All right, fine. I listen to them.
Okay, so tell me who is leading the way and who's keeping watch.
So is this the
Usually
next?
does these
Are we
things.
sleepy? Like, is this the next quarter?
You will be. No, you're still in the same quarter,
Oh, okay.
right? Because
yeah.
what I'm basically going to do, Sean, is let you, instead of, you can normally travel 2 hexes, right?
Yeah.
I'll let you travel 1. We'll say that in the middle of the quarter you were woken up, right? 3:00 in the morning. So you can basically sacrifice your rest. So none of that will count. But you can travel 1 hex and go from that hex you're in to one of the ones to the east.
Okay.
And it'll be this one. Although technically you're at the bottom on the river.
So who are we still in the same boat? Conn, are you in my boat?
Yeah.
Okay. So are we leading the way?
Probably. Well, I did take a hit to my wits, so my survival is 5 now. I'm rolling 5, not 6.
Well, I roll 3. So
I also only roll 3.
Okay, so I guess I'm
Well,
leading
my
the way.
wits is taking damage, so I'm only rolling 3.
So I'm rolling. Okay.
And who's keeping watch?
Sorry to laugh.
I guess lead the way and keep. Well, I guess keep watch doesn't have to be in the same boat. I would imagine.
It does not. Totally doesn't.
I only got 3. If that's scouting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I only got 3 dice.
I've got 5.
Yeah,
It's been a while, but normally Conn leads the way and Stas keeps watch. That's how
Okay.
we've usually done it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
I just
It feels
scroll
like
up
we've
a
been
ways.
on that freaking beach for like 48 days.
Yeah. All right. So Conn lead the way. Stas keep watch. Is that right?
Yeah.
Garm and Askelon are row your boating. Yeah.
I guess that's Pathfinder. I guess I can click Pathfinder. Have I been doing that too? It's been it has been too long. I think so.
Yes. Yeah. Pathfinders for lead the way, right?
Yeah, man. Okay, here we go. Beauty.
All right. So no boating mishap. That's good. And then I need to check for. Stand by 1 second.
For Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay. That is the one. Stas, keep watch. Make your scouting roll.
Oops.
That's a no.
Oh, pushy. Wait a minute. Think I saw something.
You're gonna push. Okay. And
My brain is all fried from not getting as much sleep, but I think I see that over there.
so let's second. All right, so I think it's getting close to dawn. You've made, you've traveled several miles down the river and make relatively good time because you're going with it, right? You did not see any sign of the orcs. You left the Rust brothers well behind up a tower in the dark, so you don't think any of them. You didn't see any sign of pursuit or anything like that. But as the sun starts to come up in the direction that you're headed, so the skies get kind of gray and purple first, and then there's a bit of a rose glow, and then dawn comes. Stas, you see something further down the river in the sky. It is not a harpy. It's big. It's some sort of winged creature that looks like it might be a couple of tons. It's a big creature, like the size of a couple of horses together, or small elephant with wings. Too difficult, too far away to tell exactly what it is because it's a silhouette in the dawn skies. But there's something for sure circling ahead over the river. What do you do and say?
What? Over there. Over there. See it? Look.
Do I see it immediately, Harrigan?
Yep, you do. You do.
What?
It's high in the sky, which is why those of you who are a little more eyes on like where you're going didn't spot it, but it's up there.
How's something that big in the air?
Can I make a lore roll to see if I know what the hell that is?
Yes, but take -1 because it's far away.
Okay.
Are sitting ducks out here.
3. All right, we'll give you some good detail here. Askelon peers up
on that. Sorry.
on that griffin. This, see if I can get a picture because we have a Discord that we could use, right? Or actually, I bet I can do it from Foundry.
If you bring it up, you should be able to show image, maybe. Bring up, if you click on the image on the top.
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that from like the actors?
I think if you bring up the sheet. And then I don't know if it does an image on if it has that.
No.
I don't know if it does.
Yeah, some of the journal entries will have a text side and then an image side. There's
Right.
an image button.
So
I won't
yeah,
look
if
too
you pull
long
up the
here,
journal entry and it has image on the top, click on that, and then it'll bring it up, and then you could go show to players.
Okay.
I don't know if
Just
it's a
take some-
journal entry because it's probably an actor. That's
The journal
problem.
entry takes me to the actor, which is
Right.
not that good.
That's the problem.
Let me just do a quick snip and drop in the Discord because I want you to see what you're looking at here. This the Forbidden Lands version of what a griffin is. Like I said, the thing is big, so picture it as being several times larger than a horse in the air. And I'll just drop it right here in the Forgotten Landers Discord.
Wow.
So it has a hawk head, talons on its front legs, big soaring wings. But again, like big enough, let's put it this way, big enough to dive down. They're known to do this and pick a horse up off the ground and be gone with it.
Is that, I mean, with my lore roll, do I know about its like hunting habits or
You
is
do.
it
You know they are
likely
very territorial. So anything that comes within their like hunting ground, whether it's another griffin or something they see as a threat or prey, is basically fair game. They're not the kind of creature that lets things just sort of traverse over their ground and kind of scurry away type of thing. If it sees you, it would come for you.
So, but the orcs are probably closer to it than we are, right?
Depends. The orcs were not moving terribly fast because of the litter.
Right.
There's a
But-
chance
and they
they're
had- they had a-
still
they
in
had a
the hex.
Okay.
In fact, if you had to guess, you're only 3 hours later, right, from meeting the orcs. You are down here, if we want to get specific about it. You'd guess they're somewhere kind of up in this area if they kept traveling in that eastern and southeastern kind of way. They weren't very fast.
And this thing is like right at the edge of the hex that we can see.
Maybe a half mile ahead of you in the air.
Okay. All right.
Just a big ass silhouette where you're like, whoa.
Good shoot it down.
I will relay that information. What now? That thing is huge.
It's not that big.
It's only about that. I'll say they could carry off a horse.
Also stories, you don't see this, but also stories of during the wars of some of the humans using them as mounts, mainly Iron Guard, Rust Brother type guys. And in fact, Askelon, there's a piece of lore I forgot to tell you about. These are the result of some of the demonic magic experiments that mix creatures together, just like harpies, that kind of blend things together. You might remember the first Iron Guard's horse with the strange eyes and the fangs and all that sort of stuff. Griffins are similar. They're not natural. You're heading towards it, by the way, because you're on a river. So you're getting closer.
We pull over. Get out of the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, I certainly don't want to be fighting one of these things in a boat if we have to.
Yeah. Is there a way to get on the other bank?
Yeah, there is.
That way we aren't on the same bank with the Rust Brothers and the orcs and the Griffin.
I don't think the river on the map is to scale. I don't think it's half a mile wide. Right. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a gigantic river, but no, I think it might take struggled. Yeah, might take a little bit of doing, but you can certainly put in right where Kevin was circling.
Maybe we should try to put in there and hide and let this thing
move on
or feed.
So this area here, remember, is marshy, grassy, tall, pretty ideal place to hide, frankly, even boats.
Wait for it to go away.
I look for that.
Move on. Yeah, I like it, Askelon.
Okay. All right. So you paddle over there. The thing appears to be doing kind of a ranging, sweeping. It's definitely covering a lot of, it's not like circling over the river. It's covering miles as it goes. But you were able to get the two boats underneath some reeds on the south shore of the river. You're still in this hex technically, but let's say you're kind of right in there type of thing. But when you pull in there, now it's about dawn. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. So let me move the clock. Remember how to do that. My calendar. Whoops, not the day. I need to pick the hour. They changed this clock entirely. Okay, 6 in the morning, Summer Wane, the 6th. Okay. And what's the plan when you get undercover? I'll say that after 20 minutes, the Griffin flies off. Flies off. Hold your breath. Number 1 is up. Oh, I want you to see this. Flies off to the northwest. So it flies more towards the orcs than you, but it's going to come past you. So it's flying in this direction.
Well, let's
just watch it go.
Yeah,
nope, you're undercover. You're okay.
That's big buzzard.
It's a big creature. Big, majestic creature that will eat you. All right. And it eventually is out of sight, even though it's big. And we start the second quarter.
Back in the boats.
Everybody, I think, whoever didn't rest needs to now check sleepy.
I am sleepy.
I think that's me.
Garm and Askelon actually rested yesterday.
We did.
Because you... Sorry. Because Askelon meditated, which he came out of fully healed.
Yep.
And Garm
does that count as rest though? As sleep?
That's a elf question.
We'll let Wayne research that.
Yeah.
So you're tired is the bottom line. It's been a long night. You can press on with the Griffin gone, just get down the river some more. You can put in on this side of the shore. What do you do? Conn looks like he has some specific ideas.
Press on.
Okay.
Still early.
Yeah. And I slept earlier. While Askelon was meditating, I slept with my sword on my lap and everything healed except for the strength damage, which was weird.
That's right. Okay.
So,
you guys okay if when you move, then we move to this hex because you'll be on the other side of the river? Does that make sense? See how the river kind of borders them? Or you can move to this hex if you cross the river. I don't care. What's it going to be? This one or this one?
Forward, eastern.
Okay. It'll feel more like progress, right?
yeah. Would you mind clearing a couple hexes around?
My bad.
Yeah, we can.
Hang on. So let's, why don't I clear it even before I ask you to do that? Just give me a second to get my fog tool.
Niagara Falls, what?
Yeah. Foggy fog.
Yeah, okay.
Such careful drawing.
Does it show you in real time?
Shows your cursor.
I just see your cursor.
You should probably
It actually didn't work there. I should hide what, Sean?
You hide your cursor. The GM can hide it so
Oh,
that
really?
players don't know you're moving it around. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Does
think
that
in this game it's that big a deal, but in D&D,
But if you had
it's
like a
big deal.
dungeon map or something like that, like
Yeah,
weird.
well, it's like, oh, there's an invisible guy there. What? Oh, he's probably in this square right here because that's where your cursor is. I'll attack this square.
Oh, jeez. I throw my fireball over there. Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that a little better there, Kevin?
That does. It looks wonderful. Thank you.
Got what you want there, Jerky?
Not the jerky boys.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that came
Wow.
from, but yeah.
One old school.
Yep.
Rizzo. It's Rizzo. Come on, we want to go one more hex.
It was very funny. So are you going to go to the east then, like down here?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's grab that and move it. We're going to get the whole lead the way and keep watch as well.
Yeah. Sorry, one sec. Here we go.
Booyah.
Perfect.
Made it?
Oh, yeah.
Couple of successes. And Sean, stand by on the keep watch. Don't do it yet. Interesting.
It doesn't say anything about. It doesn't mention anything about meditating taking the place of sleep. So I assume I'm sleepy.
Okay. I think you would be too. I think you get all the other benefits, but you do not get that benefit. So let me clear the hex.
It's a huge benefit. So
in Q1 of this day, you get to go 2 hexes. So for the first half, it's clear sailing. And I need to give you a bit more room to see here. Let's do this. Yes. Yes, you guys are making progress.
We're on the move. We're moving. We have momentum.
Oh, about to slow way down. There's a house.
With the brakes on. Hold on, boys. And you can picture that you're on the river, right? So you're at the very southern edge of the hex type of thing. I would imagine way downstream, maybe up on a hillside, you can see that there is a building, and the other parts around, you can now see that it's clearing out. Like there's not the same pretty dense forest. The south is still swampy, but to the north and east where you're headed is definitely clearer plains, grassland type stuff, which is why you can see the building from so far away. So you're going to keep traveling?
Yeah.
Sean's giving a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to go straight towards the building?
Then on the river, are we going to go past it? Yeah. You would
land here on it, right? So if you wanted to investigate or not, you could make that decision after you have to travel into that hex first, right?
Sure.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. We're in the boat. Yep.
Okay. That's going to be the same set of rolls again.
Sure. Sorry, 1 sec.
Take your time. I got to do my thing too.
Success.
Okay. So you're making good time on the boat. It's going right with the flow.
Bitter Reach, we're going to be there in like 60 days.
No problem. Sorry for the false advertising. You guys want to play Bitter Reach in like 6 months? Not quite what we all.
I think you're actually timing it for winter.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. When it gets colder. That is absolutely correct.
Are we going to stop?
Sorry, say again?
No, I'm asking the group. Are we going to stop? I mean, if we are going to stop at the house, this is a perfect time to call the game.
It is, but don't do that yet because we have to resolve the encounter first, or the lack of encounter.
Askelon's asleep in the back anyway.
Then you can decide what you're going to do.
Gotcha.
Okay, so house. Yeah, I would like our man Stas to make a scouting check.
God, I have a spyglass.
Do you have a spyglass?
Yeah.
Oh,
use
awesome,
it,
man.
I will now.
Hmm.
Come on. What the hell?
I didn't add any gear.
I hit the checkbox on it. I wonder what it...
Oh, we'll roll the extra die if you need to.
I don't know, actually. Gear bonus +2 to scouting at long range. Well, maybe this will work. I don't know. I'm going to push it. You dick. Shit.
Do you take any damage?
Oh, yeah. Got 1 wits left.
One left?
Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't get to sleep.
No, well, no,
He
I
pushed a roll
failed
earlier.
I pushed an earlier roll.
Ouch.
It's clear.
All right, so let's do this, and we'll call the game here on a bit of a, not a cliffhanger, but something like that, where I think all eyes are on this building that you're approaching, including a spyglass eye that you see much larger than it should be in the, at the end of the lens.
What are you doing with that thing?
I forgot I had it. This thing's awesome.
Well, what's it do?
As you say, awesome, this piercing, shrill shriek just blasts the boats and the water, and the griffin is plunging out of the air, having come from behind you, right at all of you. And we'll cut there with the griffin having you in its sights. I'll just say that thing is plunging down with all four faces like,
Where did
Up
that
at
come
it.
from?
Love it.
I didn't see that. I was looking at the house.
What the hell are you doing? It's because you got that thing sticking in your eye. You got no vision. You're just looking at a house. See that thing?
We better get off this waterway.
when we pick up next time,
Yeah.
you're like on the river
Yeah, we're
in
on the
boats,
river.
going down the river.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.